Hello. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I am dragging out the first few seconds here. It has come to my attention that good morning. Hi, Terry. Beautiful day in Colorado. You know, it's a beautiful day here in Utah as well. 75 degrees yesterday, which was insane. High in the 60s for Kathy. Good for you. Hi, Mary Ferry. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so here's the deal. I've learned over the last week that when I first start the videos, I just start talking right away. And it seems like there's about a 10-second delay. So you guys always miss the first 10 seconds or so when I'm talking. So I'm going to do my best to remember going forward to try to hold off the first, hi Kathy, hold off the first, 10 or 15 seconds before I really kind of start talking. So I know, open. Terry, it's Mervyn's. I remember it's Mervyn's. Yes, it was, I think, for the Black Friday sale. And they were so like spot on way back then because that commercial was from so long ago where you had all the ladies like lined up outside the store and they were doing this thing, open. And the poor guy inside getting ready to open the store had no idea what was in store for him. Hi, Joanne. Okay, friends, so welcome. I'm watching a few of the chat comments come through. Hi, Kim from Milwaukee. Julie Ann, good morning, good afternoon. Hi, Marilee. Annette from Florida. I love, you guys know I love, gosh, frog. But I love that we have people from all over. Hi, Lorna. Oh, okay. I did see that. It looks like Ontario, Canada may go into lockdown again, and I hope that that doesn't happen for you all. Okay, guys. So, welcome. If you are new, I get so distracted by all the chat. If you guys are new to our Saturdays or new to my channel, welcome. Let me back up. My name is Lael Konkar, and I have a business called Lael by Mail. When it is non-COVID times, we'll get back there soon. When it's non-COVID times, normally I am doing a lot of traveling and teaching. I teach scrapbook classes, I teach mini books, I teach planning classes, planners, travelers, notebooks, kind of all the different things. And I've done that for many years. 2 years ago, just a couple of days ago, I kind of separated from what I was doing. I was working for Simple Stories and I'd been doing that for 6 years. And I went out on my own. And I started a business called Lael by Mail. And that's me. So I used to do a lot of traveling and teaching. Then when COVID hit, I started doing some free classes every Saturday morning on YouTube. And here we are, 55, I think it's 55 weeks later. You know what's going to happen very soon? If you've ever had a child, if you've ever birthed a child, or if you've been a grandparent or like a mom, whatever it is, generally, when the child is young, you say they're 4 weeks or 8 weeks or 32 weeks or 45 weeks, whatever it is. At some point, you drop the weeks and transition to months. So I think we'll probably be very close to dropping the weeks and maybe transitioning to months. I don't know. We'll see. Our baby could be 386 weeks long, and we just may end up with that. All right. So on Saturdays, we all get together and we list. So we do creative listing. The day before, I always come up with topics and I post them on my blog. I send out an email the day before, sometimes the night before, and it's all over social media. I post it on social media so you can always find what the plan is for today or for the Saturday. So always have a couple things to talk about at the beginning. As we are working, there are lots and lots of different products that I will use. And I always do my best to link to those in the description of the video down below. There's tons of links because there's always a lot of questions. So I try to eliminate as many questions as possible so you guys can just find what you're looking for. In some cases, I sell the products that I am using on my website at laelbymail.com. And if I'm using those, you'll see links directly to my website. Usually I'm introducing new products about once a week. It just depends on kind of what is out there that's new being released. In some other cases, there are products that I do not sell, but I've included links to them on where you can find them. I always encourage you though, if you have a local scrapbooking store, that is so important to support your local businesses, your local community. So please shop local if you can. And that applies to, scrapbooking products, crafting products like we use, but that also applies to your local coffee shop or your local mom and pop grocer, whatever it is. So supporting local is so important for our communities. Okay. So we have a couple of giveaways to chat about. Last week I did 2 giveaways. One was they were both things from scrapbook.com, and they are things that I purchased from scrapbook.com, and they are products that I use all the time in my crafting and in storage. So I was giving away 2 different items. And always the way that you enter the giveaways is after the video is over, I have you go back and leave a comment. So not here in the chat, but I have you go back and leave a comment. And then I draw a random comment, and those are the winners. So our first winner is, Wanda Bradford. And Wanda receives, let me just grab one. A package, so there's her little package, but a package of the stamp storage envelopes. So these are a nice heavy plastic, and that is where I store this size, all of my little 4x4 stamps in. So she will win she has won a package of 5 of those. So Wanda, I left you I replied to your comment, so you should have that little message from me. Those I have included in the link to the description down below, and these are still on sale at scrapbook.com. So that is good, because I bought more, because I can always use them. The next prize, and this was really fun. I'm still trying to figure out how to ship this, and I know Nick's on, so Nick, my husband, Nick, guess what? Start thinking how we're going to ship this. So this was the second prize. This is an ink pad storage, nice, really heavy plastic box from scrapbook.com. Now, I showed last week how I use these. A lot of people put them on their desk like this and just set them there, but I like to store them this way inside my little, my Ikea cabinet. So you can see I just have a couple ink pads in there. And this goes to Mindy Hall. Yay, Mindy! And yay, Wanda. So you both have comments from me and Nick from shipping. Yes, Nick from the shipping department will figure out how to make that work. Like there's all the departments, right? Yeah. All right, let me set this off to the side. Okay, now I have something that was super fun that happened about 2 weeks ago that I wanted to share. So I need to ask, Ariana, are you on? Hold on, let me bring this up on my iPad too so I can see a little bit better. But Ariana, are you on? So, oh, yay, you're here. Okay, so you guys, Ariana Garcia. She has, and Ariana, I'm not sure when you started joining us. I think that lots of us probably saw you commenting and chatting a lot when we did the big 52. Oh, yes, Terry, when I rotate. Thank you. I'll plug it in as soon as I rotate so we don't lose power. So I think Ariana, when I first noticed Ariana, she was commenting a lot during our 52-week celebration, and she was trying to win a prize. Hi, Susie. And so one of you reached out, and this community, you guys, is so amazing because Patricia, welcome to your first live. But this community is so amazing. So one of you reached out to me via email and said, you know what? Ariana, I think maybe one of your youngest viewers, Ariana is 13 years old. And she has been joining us for the last little while. Ariana, I don't know how you found us, but I love that you found us. And so she's been hanging out with us. So one of you amazing, wonderful ladies asked to remain anonymous, but reached out to me and said, you know what? I would love to give Ariana a $50 gift certificate to your website, so to my website. So she did, and I decided to match that because I love, to me, it's so important that we continue to encourage all of the young folks, right? And now I sound old, the young folks, the younger generations to craft, because I think it is so important. So Ariana and I emailed back and forth last night, and she will have a $100 shopping spree to my website, and she can buy whatever she'd like with that. So thank you to the anonymous individual, or the person that asked to remain anonymous, that donated that. That's just so wonderful. And you guys, you know, I love you to death because you guys are all just so amazing in so many different ways. All right, let me look at my little list here. Okay, we are just about ready to flip the camera, and then I'm going to talk real quick about this week's prize, because I think you'll be really excited about this week's prize. If this is your first time joining, this may be new to you. If you've ever been to Disneyland, one of the things they tell you when you get on a ride is to put your arms and legs inside the ride at all times, right? We're going to go for a little spin here. Kind of like the teacups, and I hate the teacups because they make me really dizzy. So if you are like me and you hate the teacups, just close your eyes and you won't even see the spin. But if you like the teacups, just make sure your arms and legs are inside the ride while we go for a spin, okay? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I need to bring this up. I haven't brought this up yet on my, oh, actually, that looks pretty good. Okay. Let me bring it up on my iPad. Oh, and plug in so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, okay, let's see. Here we go. I need to make sure the volume's turned down because sometimes I listen to music on that. And okay, all right. Oh, yeah, we're a little sideways here, aren't we? Okay, now I need to. If I go this way, okay, hang on. Ignore my arms for a second. Ignore those arms. Let's see if I did that right. Almost. Okay, we're gonna move it a little bit more. Ignore the arm again. Ignore. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I am going to bring the studio lights in, and I also have to open the windows because, oh, I know, I have to show you that. I just opened it because it's gonna get hot in here. It is supposed to be, again, like, I don't know, 75 degrees. All right, windows open, and once these lights go on, whoo, it gets toasty. It is a manatee, yes. Okay, so literally Nick just checked the mail and brought this in, and I just had to show you guys because it was so cute. Diane, one of you, sent me this cute little tag, but look how cute that is. It says Lael, you da manatee. So like you da man, but it's you da manatee. I had a couple weeks ago, one of our list was favorite animals, and I said the manatee was my favorite animal. So she made me that cute tag. Isn't that so fun? Oh gosh. Okay. So it is just darling. Yes, manatee. All righty. Lizzie, hi friend. Kim, snowing here on Thursday. I don't think it was Thursday, but you know what? Earlier in the week, I went on a big walk with some neighbors, and we started out, it was like 28 degrees. So it's just spring in Utah. It's just weird. Okay. So this week's giveaway, you guys, so fun. My friend, Jessica, Jessica, are you on, hun? She has popped in a couple times, and she's kind of been doing a little bit of listing with us. I think I mentioned a couple of videos ago how I knew Jessica, how Jessica and I knew each other, but years ago, I was working for a scrapbook company called, hi, Jessica. You're on, yay. But I was working for a company called Scenic Route, and some of you remember Scenic Route. And I was teaching at a big event called CKU, Creating Keepsakes University. So back then there was a magazine called Creating Keepsakes, and I was teaching at that event, and that is where Jessica and I met. And we didn't even really realize, I mean, of course, when we met, we realized it, but then we didn't even really realize until many years later, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, Jessica, that that was how we knew each other, that we actually knew each other. We were following each other on social media and things, but Jessica is another small business girl boss, right? So, or lady boss, woman boss, whatever. But she owns her own business and is very successful. And her company is called Kallyx Designs. You may know her products. She does amazing wood veneers and then amazing acrylic pieces too. So she reached out to me earlier this week and said, I would love to. Can I offer a prize? And I said, yeah. So this is the prize for this week, and it is her April wood veneer kit. And those are the beautiful wood veneers that are part of the kit. And what's really fun with the wood veneers are not as thick as the acrylic pieces. So the wood veneers are great to use inside of your traveler's notebook pages. So we're super, super, super excited about that. That's Kallyx Designs, and I have included a link to their website, or to her website, kallyxdesigns.com, because you really want to go see what else she has. All right, so for this one, we'll do what we normally do at the end of the video. So after we're done today, I will have you leave a comment on the video, so not in the chat. I was reading someone's text or comment, and it said thin, and somehow, yeah, chit came out of that. Not in the chat. You'll leave a comment after the fact on the video, and I will draw one random lucky winner will win that awesome April wood veneer kit from Jessica's subscription club. Yes, they're exactly. So they're thin, but not too thin, and that's the kind of the perfect balance. So one of our lists today is, let's do favorite game. So one of our lists today is one of your favorite games, whether it's a board game or a card game, whatever it is. I'll have you leave a comment after the fact and let me know what your favorite game is, and then I will draw a random winner. And Jessica will send that little wonderful kit out to that winner. Okay, guys, so now we are ready to move on. And Jessica, thank you so much for that. That is so sweet. I love that you are kind of joining us. Super, super fun. Yes, I know. And then the butterflies are so good. So there was just a question that I want to answer because it has come up a number of times in the last couple of days. Is there an up-to-date list of the lists that were done so far? So yes and no. For 2020, there is an up-to-date list. I always include the link to that in the description of every video. So you'll find that at the very bottom. For 2021, what I decided is I will do a comprehensive list once a quarter. So what I mean by that is that I will wait until 3 months are over. So January, February, March are over. And then in April, so next week, I will put out the list of all the lists that we did during that time period, during January through March. I think that's going to be the easiest way. As much as I would love to do that every week and just kind of keep adding to it, it's just more than I know that I can take on right now. So watch for that later this week, and I will also include a link to that in next week's email that goes out for the topics for this week. Okay. Jessica, you're so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so let's take a look at last week's lists before we dive into this week's list. I'll start with this one since this is the one that's here. Kim just asked, is that Willow on the Remember page? Yes, the collection that I used last week for this particular list was Willow. And I specifically chose that because my list topic was, I remember where I was when. And, my list, I chose to focus on things that had kind of happened in my lifetime, things that I could remember that were a pretty big deal historically. So I had when Ronald Reagan was shot, the Challenger space shuttle, when that exploded, Oklahoma City bombings, and so forth. So for this page, I wanted something to be pretty soft and to really not have a lot going on. And that paper I thought was just beautiful for that. So this is how this list will stay. I will not put anything on this side. I need to add a date. So I don't know, I'll add the date somewhere over here probably, just so it's really nice and serene. But the way that I did finish this list up last week, I had mentioned I had done just a lot of writing, and all of that black text was all kind of just running in together. And I wanted to do something that would help some of those, or the events, basically stand out. So I just took one of my colored pencils, the one that I always pull out because I think it's pink, and then I use it and I'm like, oh, that's flesh toned. I don't want that. Well, in this case, the flesh toned colored pencil worked really well. So I just made a little kind of rectangle around each of those words that I wanted to highlight, and then lightly colored in a little block. What's interesting is it kind of resembles a word strip. You guys know how much I love my word strips. So that just occurred to me the other day that when I do this, I'm kind of emulating a little word strip look. Yes, sad, but important. I agree. Hi, Andrea. Andrea's Fairy Tale Scrapbook, another awesome girl boss in our community. Okay, so this list, this was favorite Easter memories. And so I also finished this list up, this morning. But it works, right? So I added my date right there, added this really cute little bunny rabbit epoxy. Those are from Doodlebug, and those I have on my website. Added the little epoxy carrots, and did a little word strip right there. And then from last week, I just needed to finish my journaling. I had one more item that I wanted to add to my list, and I did the same thing. I had started doing this last week, but I outlined each of those items on my list and then lightly colored them in so that they still stand out. You can still read all the journaling, but your eye immediately travels. It knows where each new item on my list starts. Okie dokie. Then, this is, I think, one of my favorites that we've done, probably for the topic. Here we go, our good and bad habits. So 2 weeks ago, we did the good habits list, and then last week we did the bad habits list. So there we go. And those were the three lasts from last week. Those were the three lists from last week. Okay, friends, we are now going to jump right into, you're like, jump right into, Lael, we've been at this for 22 minutes. We are going to jump into our first list. So it is the first Saturday of the month. And the first Saturday of the month, always, 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 and hi, Melanie. Melanie's from Germany. I know that. The first Saturday of the month, I always, always, always start out with the same list every month. And that list is called About Last Month. So last, I think August, I started doing this kind of memory keeping list of things that happened the prior month. So this was January. This was my About Last Month for January. And this was February, my About Last Month for February. So they have always had the exact same format. And that format is where I do 5 photos over here. I do kind of a cluster of things over here, washi along the bottom. I have the title up here, About Last Month, and then the month. And then I just have my list. And this I call a run-on list because I'm basically just listing all the things, not all the things, but a lot of the things that happened. And then I will, pop in a few words just with some different stickers just to help them kind of again, help things stand out a little bit. So that is the format that I will be doing again for March. I actually printed 2 different versions of the same photo. Well, the same photos, I guess. So the printer that I use is the Epson PictureMate PM400. And that you guys have heard me talk about almost every Saturday. That is by far my most favorite printer. I always link to that in the description of the video down below. It does 5x7s, 4x6s, and 3.5x5s. One of my favorite things, oh good, Kathy. So yes, Kathy said it's on sale for $1.99 at Amazon. So if you are in the need for a new printer, I have that linked in the description of the video. One of my favorite things about that printer is the app that you can use with it. And the app that you can use with it is called Epson Creative Print. And it's super easy to use. But what's so nice is when you go into that, there are a bunch of different canvases or templates that you can choose from. Now, of course, you can do just a regular 4x6 or 5x7 or what have you, but then there are a bunch of different canvases or templates that you can choose from. And for this particular list, the About Last Month list, I always use this same format where I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos. And they're just miscellaneous photos that I've picked from the things that I'm documenting on my list from that month. I ran into this once before though, and I had a feeling I was going to run into this again. Let's see. Can you use the app with other printers? Kathy, you cannot. So there is another app that you can use with any printer that, and this is the one that I used before this, and that's the Project Life app. So Project Life app, and I actually have a video here on my YouTube channel that walks you through exactly how to use the Project Life app to get your smaller photos on a 4x6 like that. But what happened a couple months ago when we did this, I had my photos printed, and it was probably, let's just say it was fall. And I had all this kind of oranges and yellows, and then I put the photo down and it was like, oh, that doesn't really work. The colors of those photos don't really work with everything else I have going on here. So someone suggested, well, what if you just turned it black and white? And I did, and it worked out really well. So I thought ahead of time today and thought, based on the products that I want to use for this list, I have a feeling that these photos aren't really going to work with the colors. So I also did a black and white version. So I think I'll end up using the black and white version, but I just wanted to show you that, yeah, these are all just kind of dark, and I don't want it to be dark. Okay, so for this list, I will be using oh, thanks, Andrea. I'll talk about those photos as we kind of get going. I will be using the Garden Party collection. So, this has come in and out on my website. It is in, some parts of it are in again. The 6x8 pads are in again. And then I don't remember offhand what else is in stock. But with a lot of the new collections that are coming out, they tend to go pretty quickly. And I increase my quantities every time, and they still go pretty quickly because you guys enjoy them. So I'm just going to say, and I don't want this to sound super salesy. It's just the fact. If stuff comes in and you want it, it's best to get it while it's there because things go fast. And what's going on in the crafting, scrapbooking industry right now is some manufacturers have been kind of changing their order quantities based on the historical data. So they may be looking at the quantities that they ordered last year at this time and their sales last year at this time. Well, their sales last year at this time, I can tell you, there was a little blip because of COVID. And that was before everybody kind of started doing a lot of crafting again. So some manufacturers lowered their order quantities for what's coming out now, which means they're selling out really fast. Now, other manufacturers kept their order quantities the same, and then things are still selling out fast because people are still doing a lot of crafting and there's lots of fun things coming out. So just kind of a public service announcement to know kind of what's happening out there. Karen, you made it. You're on the phone with your dad. It's his birthday. Oh, that's so sweet. Happy birthday to your dad. Okay, so to start, I need the letters for my title, for my month. So I have been using the Color Vibe, the Simple Stories Color Vibe for my title. Kind of the first thing I need to figure out. Yeah, I'm still going to use those. So then it'll be consistent. I was trying to decide if maybe I wanted to change to a new one, but I'm going to keep doing this. So I will use probably something from the Color Vibe Light sticker book for the title. But before I get too much further, I need to decide what product I am going to use on here. I think that I'm a big flower person. I love all the flowers in all of Maggie Holmes's collections. So Garden Party is no different. So I think we may end up with lots of flowers on this one. So you can see now that's why the black and white photo is going to work really well, because the cop car and the flowers and the syringe with the vaccine and the flowers in color don't quite work so well together. So Jessica, I know you did, Jessica. Jessica ordered some really fun things, but yes, lots of alphas. The alphas are great for the listing. You guys know that probably one of the most frequently used products that I have and use are my alpha stickers, because they're always great for titles for our lists. All right, maybe. Ooh. These are the Garden Party stickers. So if that went there, I'm just pulling a couple of those off. Okay, Sarah. I think that's Sarah and not Hanky Sarah, but it could be, right? You never know. It could be. I have to be careful putting that down because it's a sticker. Careful, careful, careful. Kathy, though that's just one of those things, I think that it's just one of those staples that's good to have. Good to have on hand, the stickers. Maybe if we do these two together. All right, so I'm just going to kind of try to lay those very gently so they don't stick. But I like those two colors together. So now let's see in these. Now Simple Stories has nine different color families of their alpha sticker books. So lights, brights, basics, bold, spring, summer, fall, winter, and wood grain. And basics. So there's 10. No, wood grain. I already said basics. So there's 9. But they're all basically exactly the same, except the colors are different. So 1,700 plus stickers. You have 12 sticker sheets in the tablet. Each color has 2 different sheets. So you have a uppercase, and then you have uppercase again, but it's smaller size. And then these little guys, kind of those block stickers. So let's take a look at, I've pulled out the lights here. Yellow. I know that'll be a surprise to some of you. Not really. Ariana, yes, that would be one of the things that you could get with your little shopping spree. Okay, so normally when I do the titles for the month, I'm using the smaller of the font. So we'll do that one. Let's see. So March. Hello. Hi, Dad. All right. So let's see. Okay. Get out my ruler. My other ruler, my ruler that you guys love so much, has wandered away somewhere. So this is just another version of the steel ruler, but I like to use the steel ruler to line up my alphas. Couple reasons. Number one, I will get them straight this way, although it's a little bit easier to get them straight when you're working with an insert that is lined. But the other reason is if I adhere them all on the ruler first, then I can figure out where they need to go left to right, so they're centered, which I would like to do. Oh, Wendy, I wishing for that yesterday. Wendy said next they need to come out with lowercase in all the colors. So Wendy, and here's a good kind of another public service announcement, friends. If you are ever working with a product and you wish that the manufacturer would make something additional or do something a little bit different, you should absolutely tell them. I have worked for 3 different manufacturers over the years. Scenic Grout, Basic Gray, and Simple Stories. They listen, right? They listen. So a lot of times they'll be able to take input and, either change products or modify products going forward, or, I don't know, maybe you want fire engine paper. Then they might make fire engine paper. You never know. So it's always a good idea to ask. It can't hurt to ask. but that input sometimes is really important because it's good to hear what people would like. So, Wendy, what I would encourage you to do is reach out to Simple Stories and say, oh my gosh, love your letter stickers. I would love lowercase because Lael, I would love lowercase. I've told them that a few times, but yeah, feedback is super important. And there you go. So that is Andrea's Fairy Tale Scrapbook. She's a manufacturer. That input's super important. And I bet Jessica would tell you the exact same thing in terms of her business as well. Okay, so I think I like that right about there. So it's kind of centered, but kind of not, but it will be centered between my two flowers. So that will be a good spot. Oh, heavens. I pulled too hard. That's all right. Just do a little bit of surgery here. There we go. Okay, so about last month. Now I can write about last month above that. Alrighty, now this little guy I want to lift back up again because gentle, gentle, gentle. I think we'd like that to be right there. So I want that to just go over the H a little bit. And then I am going to just snip that green part of the leaf off. Well, of course, the whole leaf is green. And then put this on the other side. So it just kind of helps to, it's kind of fun to have that just a little bit onto the other side because it kind of helps to bring all of that together. Okay, so this one, when I adhere this, I'm just looking at where I normally put that. It looks like I normally put it right about there. So we'll go ahead and adhere this. Now I know it may seem weird that I made all of those photos. Okay, all right, time out, time out, time out. Oh, hold on, what happened? Oh, Wendy, well, I'm so sorry to hear that about your husband. I hope that that is, I hope that he's okay. Hope, hope, hope. It's hard though, right? It's hard. It's been so hard. All of this has been so hard on everyone. Oh, okay. Time out again. I need to grab a refill for my adhesive. All right. Oh, things are all skiwampus here. All right. Okay. Yes. Easter is tomorrow, right? Easter is tomorrow. Happy Easter. Brian's girl just asked a great question. Do you have certain lists and certain books or go through the same book until it's full? I pretty much go through the same book until it's full. With the exception of any COVID documenting that I'm doing. So sometimes I will make a list in my COVID traveler's notebook. A couple weeks ago, we did a list called COVID buzzwords. And in that list, I put it in my COVID traveler's notebook. Now, I had, for one of the kits I did earlier this year, it was called About Last Year. And it was, I think it was called About Last Year. Or no, it's called the Year in Review. But I had started a traveler's notebook, so I actually have two versions of these going. So I do have one insert that will be the full year of about last month's, but I'm also doing them in my regular traveler's notebook as well. Okay, now that we have, there we go, good as new. Sorry, I'm gonna end up keep clearing my throat. I've got a little frog that decided to pay me a visit today. Okay, so here's the deal. There's the black and white version of the photo. What did I do with the colored version? Well, if I come across it, then we will we'll look at it again. Put this away so we can see what it would have looked like if I used, oh, here we go. Yes, so I think by the time we get it, it may not be too bad. It might not be too bad. So we'll see, because I can still, if I wanted, go back and use that there. We'll see. Okay, next up, washi. I'd like to do the washi along the bottom. So I am using the, of course, might as well use the Garden Party washi, right? And this one will be lovely. To start with along the bottom. It's nice and chunky. So what I'm going to see, let's look. Before I commit, I think I would like to use this one with it. This lovely sunshine. But it kind of gets a little bit lost. So what I'm going to do, and this is a great kind of tip, if you have a thicker washi like this, and it is too, it's really thicker, wider than you'd like, you can get out your surgical tools. Hang on while I grab those. All right, I have my surgical tools. By surgical tool, oh, there we go. I'd rather use this one. By surgical tools, I mean an X-Acto knife, a craft knife, and then I have a self-healing cutting mat here. So what I'm going to do is do that and grab my steel ruler. And let's see. I just made that half as wide. So, which is nice because that way, depending on my washi, I can keep it wide if I want, or I can do that to it. Now, really what I need, where's my big one? My big self-healing cutting mat, hang on. Oh, here it is. Okay, really, I would like to use this one because I have a much longer, well-used tools, right? That's good. We'd like our tools to be well-used. So let's put this there. And now I can just drag this all the way across. So self-healing cutting mat, if you are, some of you may be sewers, you see these, like Fiskars makes these in all different sizes, or especially if you're a quilter. Sometimes you may have, like you're cutting quilting squares or something, like you're cutting fabric squares for quilting, and you're using one of their rotary blades. But a self-healing cutting mat is just basically, you can cut with your blade and then not ruin the surface that you are working with. So that will be long enough. Let's just cut that off and cut that one off. One of them is a little wider than the other, so I think I'd like to go with this guy, this width. Now we'll just put that on the iPad for now. That's a good storage spot. All right, let me just, it's important that we put this guy away because it is sharp. All right. Okay, that's not going to get put away where it belongs now. Okay, so now back to where we started. And I have a thinner version of that washi. Now you don't need to have a self-healing cutting mat if you want to do that to your washi. You could basically, oh, look at that. I made that like exactly the right length. Fancy that. I didn't mean to do that. I mean, that's good that I did it, but I didn't mean to. All right. You could also, if you have like an old phone book or magazine or something like that, you just don't want to do that on your nice work surface or your kitchen table for that matter, right? All right, so that can go there. The nice thing too is, you know, maybe the width was okay for you, but because we're working in a smaller surface, our traveler's notebook insert, we just don't have a ton of room. So it kind of works to make that a little bit skinnier. All right, so those are good. Let's get those just put away for now. Kind of put away, at least in the same box. Hi, Debbie. Your paper trimmer, yes, Nancy. So you could use that as well. You know what? Maybe next time I'll show how you could do that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Susie, have fun with that. Okay, so now let's look. I usually do something here in this corner. This is kind of fun. Well, let's see. We could do sunshine or we could do lovely. I mean, lovely is very large. That could be kind of fun. Large and lovely. So if that went there, then I just need to figure out what's going to go right there. And I always leave that spot blank for this particular layout. About last month, I always leave that spot blank because I like to add a little bit of, you know, just a little bit of kind of embellishment in that area. But that's just my personal preference. All right, so these are the die cuts. Let's look through die cuts to see what we could do here. So that... okay, that could work for one of the things that Nick and I did last month, but it's too blocky, right? It's just too large, so that won't work. Swan. The swan could work. Make sure you can still see those. Yep, I'm just going through all the little die cuts that were part of that. Oh, I love that. Part of that. One of those would work somewhere. All right, I think it may be the swan. Oh, love that, my happy place. Okay, yes, I think that is what we will do. I think we'll use the swan. Now, I also have stickers, so let's come back here and set all of these aside. We'll put them back in the little pouch. Set those aside and see sticker-wise. Lovely works. There's a smaller swan, but now I'm going to do something here that I usually tell us not to do. I usually say, like when we did the bunny, when we did this layout, I usually prefer to have anything facing, like the bunny was facing this way. And if I was putting a bunny here, the bunny would face this way because things look in instead of out. This guy's going to go out because it's just the way he is. I can't get a mirror version of him unless I do that. So that will go there. Lovely will go here. So, yep. There we go. And he's swimming into next week. Exactly. He's swimming into next week. Okay. So then, precious memories, you are so loved, and remember this. So I think, remember this will be cute. These are perforated. And sometimes what I like to do, that little perforated edge is not my favorite. So I will just take out a little sanding block. But when I do that, don't mind the garbage here. I'm just going to sand off those little perforations. Nothing wrong with them. You do you. If you want to keep the perforations there, you keep the perforations. But I'm going to just sand those off. Now I also could have, you know, trimmed them off with my trimmer or my scissors, but I think it's just easier to sand. One of the fun things too, I think about sanding is that, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I have exposed just a little bit of the white part of the paper. Yeah, you can't really see that. Okay. So let's see where this will go. This will maybe go, oh, you know what? That could be fun over there, which is I think what we'll do. We'll cut off that side of the banner and put this here. but I'm just going to just barely temporarily stick it there because I need to make sure that I can still kind of write around it. Okay, coming right along. I think now what I will do, let's put this guy back. Where did that come? Oh, right here. All right. I'm going to add one more sticker. I'm going to add one more sticker, or maybe two. We'll do that right there and just chop that top part of that off, but I can still use that somewhere else. So I probably won't use that. You know, maybe I would go, oh, that would be cute right there. Oh, well, let's just do it. There we go. And this guy will end up getting used somewhere on here. I just don't know where. We'll hold on to that. Okay, so let's start our list. Let's start our list. Thanks, Andrea. Okay, yes, check, you guys, check. So both Fairy Tale Scrapbook and Color Cast Designs, if you guys are on Instagram or Facebook, for sure, visit them, follow them. Which brings up a point of something that happened to me yesterday. Stupid, mean, bad guys. Yesterday, 2 different accounts were set up, not by me, on Instagram, pretending to be me. And that is, I've seen that happen a lot lately on Instagram. It used to happen on Facebook quite a bit. It's now happening on Instagram. And the reason that people do that is because they then send you a private message, or on Instagram, a direct message, and they pretend like, in this case, they're me. And my friend Lizzie alerted me to that yesterday. And so you really quickly need to report that when that happens, because you don't want someone impersonating you. But what happens is they send direct messages to the people that follow you, and they pretend like they're you, and then they try to get you to send them money. Because I could be saying, oh, how are things? Hope you're well. Oh my gosh, I'm down on my luck, or something happened. Would you please send me money? And you might think, oh, well, I would totally love to support Lael. I'll send her money. And then, you know, you've just fallen victim to a scam. So that was kind of a bummer that happened yesterday, but I reported it right away. And then another one cropped up. Lots of you that saw it reported it, which I'm so thankful for, and it's gone. So that's good, but just stupid bad people. Okay, about last month, March. Now I go into my run-on list. My run-on. So I have my list over here that I will refer to. Oh, and WhatsApp as well. Yeah, it's, you know what? It's just such a bummer. It's karma. That's all that we can hope, right? Is that karma gets those people back. In my haste to put things away here as I was using them, I put this guy away, and I still need it because I need to I will pull out a couple keywords in my list, and I need those little square stickers from there to do that. All right, so let's just start writing. All right, so in March, I had my first COVID vaccination. Yay, right? Yay. If you are, and I know everyone doesn't do it, and I know everyone, you know, it's a free country. You can decide what you want to do, but that for me was, I'm doing that as soon as I can. So very excited about that. I also continued my volunteer work for Salt Lake County, our county, for vaccinations. And no, I was not giving the shots, not giving the vaccinations. Don't know how to do that. Don't want to do that. Needles freak me out like that. But I was just like a person that would direct you where to go. If you're getting your first shot, head this way. If you're getting your second shot, head this way. Guess what? No lines. You're going to get through so quickly. What was really fun, though, is in the early days of that volunteering that I did was when a lot of the older members of the community were getting their vaccinations. So, you know, like maybe 75, 80-year-olds that were just so happy to be out and so happy to have conversations with people, and that was really neat. So that was really rewarding. I really enjoyed that. Yes, so Nick and I took a road trip to, and this is where I'll put my first little word. I think I'll probably use 3 different colors here. I'll use the pink, the yellow, and that really pretty kind of mintish color. So I think we'll do the pink. So this one that I'm using, I mentioned, is the lights. I'll pull out the other one that is new, that is called Spring. So they now have season ones as well. Because I get some questions sometimes, is how different is Spring from the lights, just so you can see. Maybe. Don't mind me, I'm just looking through. Oh, here we go, there we go. So that is the Spring. And when we look at lights, you can see the difference there. So different pinks, this one has an orange, this one has a coral, the purple or the lavender is kind of fun, and then it also has a white. Okay, so, oh yeah, Zion's. Get my little tweezers. And that actually, that pink, even though different manufacturer, right? Pink actually works really well with the garden party. So Zion's, not Zion's, it's Zion. Zion National Park, one of 5 national parks in Utah. They're all in southern Utah, but oh my goodness. And I talk about Zion all the time. I talk about Bryce all the time. Absolutely amazing, stunning. And they're about, I don't know, Zion is probably a 3.5-hour drive for us. So very, very easily accessible. Zion National Park. During our 52-week celebration, I had started documenting that. And that is what that photo right there, that is Zion. It is beautiful, so beautiful. Okay, and you guys, just so you know, and I always have to mention this, when I start working, I get really engrossed in what I'm doing. I miss most of the chat. So if you have asked questions, please know, or left a comment or something, please know that I'm not ignoring you. I just, it's hard for me to do this and then read at the same time because I get sidetracked. All right, so you guys chat. I love it that you guys chat, and I'll keep working. And then if I miss something that's important, it's a good idea. If you type it all in uppercase, then sometimes I see them, or tag me and then I'll see the little red. Okay, so that. Now, while we were there, that's the first photo. That's Zion. The second photo is a police car. Now, Nick and Lael did not get in trouble with the law in Zion, but a little something happened at our house while we were gone. Our son, Jack's car, many of you know this, was stolen from our driveway. Wah, wah. Yeah, that was a bummer. We got the call when we were in Zion. Poor Jack, he just, I mean, yeah. Anyhow, then, dun, 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 10 days later, it was recovered. Hooray! Oh, I messed that up bad. Recovered. Okay. I will finish that word later. I'm using my white gel pen to write over the black. And then once it dries, I will finish. I'll just be able to write right over it and you won't even see. So I just have to figure out R-E-C-O. There. So I'll come back in once it dries and fill in that little space. Tentatively it was recovered, and 4 people were arrested. Hooray! Right? Hooray! Hooray for the, I mean, not hooray for the bad guys. Hooray for the bad guys getting arrested, right? Standard wide. Melissa, I just did see that. Not random at all. I just happened to see it. The standard wide inserts I carry on my website. So all of the inserts that I carry are either standard or standard wide, and it'll say in the description. So it tells you that they're standard wide. I try to be really good about making sure they are labeled. Standard wide are the inserts that I use. Standard is 8.25 inches tall. The wide is 5. And for me, the wide is, it's really important because the entire width, so the difference between a standard and standard wide, a standard is about 4.33. So when you open a spread like this, the difference between a standard and a standard wide is about 1.5 inches, which is a lot of room here. Okay. All right, so let's see, what is next? Jack's car stolen. What does that mean? Flowers picture. Huh. Oh, I know a big one. Our 52-week celebration. That was a big one. Our Saturday YouTube session. Saturday YouTube TN sessions. Yeah, that was a big part of last month. Oh, prizes. If you're still waiting for prizes, they're all ready to go. Now I just need to ship them. There's just been a lot. There's some things that have been going on this past week that have kept me extremely occupied. So the next one is I went to brunch. I know that may sound not very like a big deal, but that was my first like eating out anywhere. And it was outside, so it was okay. I met some friends in Park City and we did a little outdoor brunch while one of our friends was in town. So I will now use that minty color, and it just works so well with what we have going here. This is like the perfect lights. If you have garden party and you're looking for alpha stickers that coordinate, lights is perfect. So brunch. And when I just pull in these little words, they're just keywords. So they're keywords that if I just glanced at this, I would be able to see, oh, look, Zion, brunch, and whatever the other one is. Actually, I will come in later and drop those letters down a little bit so they fit a little bit better there, which let's just do that right now here because they kind of take up 1.5 lines. So if we pop that like that, then it'll take up the whole space. So brunch. If this is your first time kind of watching me do this one of my about last month layouts, it's just random. I just put different things that happened throughout the month. It's not really a big deal that I went to brunch, although it kind of felt like it was because haven't done any eating out in a long time. But this is just my way of memory keeping, and it's memory keeping the really little details. If I make a scrapbook page or if I make a mini book layout, generally these aren't things that I would probably do a layout about, although I would Zion's and I probably would Jack's car getting stolen, but yeah. Quick thing about some of the photos. In most cases, the photos that I include here are mine. They're photos I have taken. So I took that one, I took that one, I took that one. With these 2 photos, these are not photos that I've taken. And I'll just show you with these instead because it's a little bit easier to see. This is just a random police car that I Googled police car image and then saw a bunch of them and thought, oh, this would be a good one that would fit. I don't have an image of the police car in our driveway when they were here with Jack, but that's okay because I don't need to have that exact car. I can just have a police car that represents that. Hi, Vicky. Chiclet, is that me? And then this, that is not what I would love to say that when I got my first vaccine that there was a nice blue backdrop and then the person giving me the vaccine kind of put the nice little vaccine bottle there and then laid that there, or better yet, they let me set up a photo shoot. They didn't, right? They're not going to do that. They also don't ask you not to take pictures there because of HIPAA. So again, Googled, found that, thought that would be great, and then used the picture. So they don't always have to be your pictures. It's just sometimes nice to have a photo to represent, because, you know, picture, yeah, 1,000 words, whatever that little saying is, right? Brunch with, I'll just say the girls. Brunch with the girls. Okay, next up. Oh, I talked about this last month. I had my my eye appointment, and I don't know if you guys have heard of a business called Warby Parker, but Warby Parker is kind of a cool thing where you can go online and you can choose up to 5 frames, and they send you those 5 frames in the mail, and then you can kind of try them on and see which frames that you like, and then you send them back and tell them which one you like, and then they put the prescription in and send it back to you. So I just got, I got the boxes. I've got the box, I got the frames, and I'm sending the one back anyhow. But very excited because my eyes have gotten not good in the last year. Okay, so, so we had a neighborhood get together for Julie's birthday. One of my neighbors. Here's one. So Jack went back to Washington. That's where he lives. He had been with us for 3 months. And then he went back, so he was excited to be back. Along with that, we are empty nesters again. We had been empty nesters for about 6 months, and then COVID hit. Sam came home from college, and then Sam moved out. Kim Pope. Sam moved out beginning of December, and then Jack literally came home like 3 days later. So we're empty nesters again. Let's see. Oh, we had a the girls' Zoom session, which is just some girlfriends of mine, and we try to do that about once a month. But those are always fun because it's always like a little cocktail session. Girls Zoom. Now, if you didn't want to use or didn't have alpha stickers like this, or maybe you have alpha stickers, but you don't have smaller ones like this, like I'm using, but you wanted some of your words to stand out, you could do that, right? So you could just take some of those words. Let me get that closer because I don't know how well you can see that. So take one of your words, write it, and then take a colored pencil or a marker or something and just kind of color around it. Highlighter would work too, just to help some of those words stand out. So the stickers work really well for that, but you could do the same thing there. Little scatters in the way. Okay, girls Zoom. Cocktail session. Okay, what else do we have here? We had new Scatter merch. So Scatter, our little mascot, with some new little merchandise. I finally finished my coffee filter wreath that I started 3 months ago. See, so, I mean, for the front door, I mean, these are not like big things, right? But this is the way that I just like to document the month, just with a big run-on list and some things that happened. So I did a virtual class for Firefly Farm, which is a really cool scrapbook store in Minnesota. I did some Easter layouts, spring layouts for my friend Lizzie's retreat. Okay, I think that will be it over here. And now just to wrap that up, I'm going to grab the little puppy stickers. The puppy stickers, if you've shopped in my website, at any time that a manufacturer makes the puppy stickers, I will always buy the puppy stickers and the larger stickers because sometimes you need large like this, like that, but other times you need little small, right? Maybe you just need a little small accent because I really don't need any more big stickers right here. So if I just look at maybe an accent or two, we need something up here. So we could do this little butterfly. Butterfly and the police car, those go well together, don't they? Hi, Tammy, that's so nice. Karen, thank you. Did you share it? Oh, the wreath. Vicki, I didn't. You know what? I'll share it I'll put it on Insta stories. Or I don't know, maybe I'll put it on my, Instagram. But that's a store. I have a long running list now, Vicki, of stores that I need to take you when you come visit me again. But this store, Knot and Spool. If any of my friends here are from Utah, Knot and Spool, KNOT space SPOOL. Oh, actually, you guys, if you're on Instagram, go find Knot and Spool. So knot, like you tie a knot, and spool, like a spool of thread or a spool of ribbon. They do amazing ribbon like arrangement things for wreaths. Anyhow, yeah. But that's a local business and I like to support them. They do really fun things. There was one more thing. I feel like I need something maybe right in that little space right there. So let's look. To me, that's calling out like loud and clear for a word strip sticker. So either small talk, we won't do snarky, or maybe chit chat. Let's just see what we have from those two thingies. Or I think these are quotations, so that one might work as well. There is those are quotations. So let's see. All of those linked on my website, or they're on the website. I added a new category called word strip stickers because I like them and I have lots of them on the website. So I think, well, if I like word strip stickers, other people might like them and they might want to just be able to go look at all the word strip stickers. So let's see possibility everywhere. That could maybe work. So let's look and see. Is that too long? A little bit too long. So that's always when we're trying to find something that makes sense, but then also fits. So this happy life, that would work. This happy life, even when a car gets stolen, it's still happy. You just gotta roll with it, right? What else do you do? Okay, there we go. No, I think maybe this needs to go right in here. That'll be good. All right, friends, there's our first list. Kristen, the store is, it's in a suburb of Salt Lake called Holiday, but not like holiday, like you'd normally think holiday, but Holladay. All right, so here we go. Yes, the tiny houses, the houses are so fun that are part of that collection, just the little different houses, especially the tinies on the puffies. All right, yeah, the little tinies on the puffies, so cute. All right, so now we're going to move to our next list. Our next list is favorite games. I had to just think about something for a sec, so let me move all these up to the side, but these will need to come back. These next two lists are going to be single page lists. So they will be facing each other, single page lists. Favorite games. I thought, we'll see. Oh, thank you, Jessica. That was a fun one. I want to talk really quick, you guys, about something. In January and February, for the About Last Month list, I went very seasonal, right? So January, it was very seasonal. It had snowflakes and snowmen, and I wasn't really feeling it, but that's what I did. Then for February, I kind of went really seasonal. Again, really wasn't feeling it. Kind of all of these, it wasn't like what would normally be my style when I tried to go seasonal. So I told myself that I was going to let go of that and not go seasonal, although this still is pretty seasonal because it's spring, but stay more to like this kind of style as opposed to being seasonal. So we'll see if that sticks, but that's what I kind of did. All right, so our second list, favorite games. And these could be board games, card games, whatever kind of games. I don't know, Ring Around the Rosie, whatever kind of games you have that you like. Brand new collection. Spin the bottle. Yeah, Kim, whatever, no judgment, right? Playing quarters, whatever. Drinking games, there's no judgment, whatever your favorite games are. Brand new collection from My Mind's Eye called Wild Asparagus. Now, some of you, and Jessica, I bet you would remember this. So anybody that has been, and Vicki, I know you will, anyone that's been kind of in the crafting, scrapbooking industry for a long time. My Mind's Eye has been around for probably 20 years. Years ago, they did a kind of series of collections called Wild Asparagus. And oh my gosh, they were so popular, and they've brought it back for this collection. So I was super excited. These are, this collection's new. It is, I've linked to it in the description of the video because I have it. I will also tell you, this is for those of you that do the bi-monthly Traveler's Notebook kits with me. This is the collection, or part of the collection that we will be doing for May. So I have May, June, just waiting for June. But yeah, Jennifer, yeah, lots of you guys remember it. Awesome. So we'll be using 12 by 12 papers and the die cuts for that part of the Traveler's Notebook kit. All righty. So what I thought that I would do, I am going to have I'll have a background paper. So let's start with the background. And this collection really has nothing to do with games, right? But that's okay. We don't have to be literal with things. If you have a collection that is game themed, you could use that. Echo Park did one called Family Night last year. Simple Stories has one coming out, I think maybe in May. So you could do that, but you don't have to. And I'm not going to. So I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure which one I'm going to do here. So that could work. That's really pretty. Let's look at the die cuts. Oh, I know what I need. That will make life a lot easier. If you are opening up a package of die cut ephemera like that, grab a little tray. Dollar store is a great place to get trays. Shoebox lid, a Tupperware, something, just so it will make it really easy for me to kind of see what I have, what I'm going to work with, and then I can just set it off to the side. My number one. That could kind of be fun. That, because it's kind of like a little award, so that could be fun maybe somewhere on there. the best. That's kind of fun. But then I need something, maybe that. Ooh, this could work. We could make our list on there and then just cover up goals. So let's see if that works. Happy, we could do something with that. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. A few of my favorite things. That is like a keeper for any of our list, right? A few of my favorite things. So maybe that. Usually what you guys see, my reaction, I haven't opened up any of this yet. So that's my reaction going, oh, that would be fun. Oh, look, we could use that. That would be fun. That's not staged. Maybe that. All right, now I can just put these off to the side. These numbers are fun too. For your lists. There are also, look at this. These are the sticker sheets, but you guys look at how big these are. There are a lot, and that's a big size sticker sheet. So there's a lot of really good, oh, look at those. We've got to figure out, we're going to do some kind of fun list with that because I love those. Those are great. Lots of numbers. Ooh, months. Look at, oh, I haven't looked at these again yet. All right, fun alphas. All right, I think, put those off to the side. Ooh, careful with that. All righty. That will be the base of our list. So with that said, I'm going to look and just see if there is. Not really. Okay, I was looking for kind of just a really basic pink that I might be able to write on, but I don't see it. All right, we need to trim this down. So to trim this down, I'm worried about the 8 die cut that is not on the tray. Kim, did I get it? Hopefully I got it. Oh, I did. I see it on the tray. Yeah, I know, right? Because later I'll be like, oh no. And then I'd say, oh, well, I guess my list can only have 7 things on it because I lost the 8. Don't mind me. I'm just working on top of things here. All right, so 6x8 pads. I always use 6x8 pads for my paper if I am adding paper to my insert because our inserts are 8.25. The pad is 8, so that's perfect. It gives me a nice little white border all the way around. And then the 6, this is 5. So I get out of one pad of paper a lot of different options versus buying, lots of different 12x12 papers. Also double-sided, although it won't matter in this case. So let's just put it maybe about there. Okay, there we go. Get this out of the way for a second and grab out the corner rounder. Oh, hold on, I just saw something like ballerinas of the 1800s. I totally missed what that was all about. All right, the ballerinas from the 1800s. You guys are having interesting discussions without me. All right, that will be good. Oh, I love it when you put the new refill in because it is just like butter. It just is so nice and smooth on your tape runner. All right, so now we were looking at, where did that go? Oh, interesting. Look at that. 2 different collections, 2 different manufacturers came out at the same time. That is Someday collection from Pink Fresh, and that is wild asparagus. All right, so that is really small, right? It is too small for what we are doing. However, if I start coming in and putting some things around it, and if I maybe get another piece of, where did that go? Oh, maybe if I get another piece, this one, like if I could have a dress in that and wallpaper in that and 100 bags in that, I love that. but I won't use it here because of what I'm going to use over here with a different collection. That will get used, believe me. Oh, that also will get used in the early summer Traveler's Notebook kit. So watch for that one. So maybe that, I don't know. This is just, I love this, but I think it's just too small. Even as I start putting things around it, I think it is just going to be too small for what we're doing. So I think we're going to have to get rid of that. It's not going to work. We'll come to our standby. That is kind of already ready for me. So let's do that. I think we had cut this last week or something. Yeah, it's so fun when all the new collections come out. It makes me giddy. Sure makes me excited. All right, let's cut this. About, if this goes here, and this can kind of go down here-ish. All right. I'm just thinking out loud. Well, not thinking out loud. I'm thinking, but not out loud. So we'll just trim this down a little bit more. So that's about 3 3/4. Because I want this to kind of go off to the edge like that. And then if this is over here, let's see. Actually, we'll trim this one, maybe about right there. Terry's got a to-do list. Terry's got to get moving. Yeah, me too. I've got to really closely watch the time today. So we'll have to see how far we get because I need to, well, I'll explain more about that next week. But today will not be the day to explain that. Where did we lose this? The best. All right. That will work. Now I think I just need to put a little bit of washi down below. So let's take a look at, this is Wild Asparagus Washi. No, not the yellow. Maybe the pink. I don't know. We may not be using it. We'll see. Yeah, that'll be good. That will go, oh, okay, can't do that yet. Let's go ahead and adhere this. So this piece of paper, this background that I'm using is from the Color Vibes Woods pad. This I use definitely every Saturday and probably on every other list that I do just because I love, and I rarely use the wood pattern. It's just the, it is the graphic side that I use, kind of the office-y side that are so great for the lists. So that'll go back up here, but then this will go here. And I needed to adhere that down before we could get much further. That's too long. Pull that back off and just tear it again. It's harder to tear if it's still on the page, even if you try to lift it off a bit, because then I've tried that before. The tear ends up looking really funny because it is, it's not, it's like an angled tear. Nobody wants an angled tear. All right, lifting it up one more time because it needs to be more like this. So then this guy can be off here. All right. just come in here and get a little bit of glue right there because I don't want that little edge to lift. Okay. Officey pad. Yes, so that is actually the officey pad. I wish they would just do the officey pad without the woods, but actually, I mean, really is because everything is double-sided. So that is the officey pad. What I really wish if there was just a pad that just had, because it's all, you can tell it's the one I use all the time because it's not in this one. It's just the white grid. So it's the version of that is white grid instead of the cream. Alrighty, so let's do a little bit of outlining. Oh, I should probably adhere that first. We will make that bleed a little bit over onto the white. Then it makes it a little bit more dimensional. Since we can't really use a lot of dimensional products, well, you can, I don't. I don't use a lot of dimensional or thicker products in my traveler's notebooks just because it makes it a little bit harder to work with. So doing something like that where you're just pushing something a little bit over the edge will help to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. All right, so favorite games. I need a title. What I'd really like to do is pull out my Carrie Bradford stamps. And I think those will be kind of fun with this because the fonts are similar. They're both sans serif, so they don't have the serif. They don't have the little things at the top and, okay. Serif, these little things. Those little like leggies and things like that. Sans serif, sans meaning without, they don't have them. So those will work well, I think, with that. So now I need to get out my, oh, here we go. It is a mess in here. Hi, Karen. I'm very glad that you popped in and I understand what you are writing in the chat. 110,000%. I won't repeat that right now, but I will, I'll share about that more a little bit next week. Okay. So let's get out. Oh, okay, you guys. These came in again. They came in again this week and literally were gone as soon as they came in. So if you were waiting for these and you missed them, they are, I have them on order again and hopefully with like the next 10 days. As with all the things, if they're sold out on my website, click the little box that says email me when available and you'll get an email automatically as soon as they come back in stock. So I saw someone just said you missed out on Carrie's stamps. Yeah. There's another public service announcement. If you are a lover of Carrie Bradford stamps like I am, and literally every month she comes out with new designs on the 1st of every month. So April 1st, no April Fools. But she sold out of many things almost immediately. She keeps upping her quantities and we just love her stamps and they just keep selling. So that's awesome. But with that, that's one of the things that if you see them, you need to order them if you want them right away. Now, I think she did say that she's reordering. She will be reordering because things went so fast again. All right, I had to think about that for a second. Okay, so favorite. Will they fit on here? Let's see if favorite will fit on here. I think it will fit. So I'm going to do favorite in the lower, I mean, not lowercase. So these are, this is Annie and this is Kramer. They're very similar. Kramer is just bold. So I'll do favorite in this one and then I'll do games in the bold. Oh, but wait a minute. No, that was different. I won't use that. I won't use the favorite things little thing that we saw there. Alrighty, line these puppies up. I may, let's see, what time is it? 11:30. All right, let me try to do this part quick. This part always takes a while, right? This is, I always say, I always joke, this is like watching paint dry. But not like Vicky Booten paint dry, where you've watched all the awesome, awesome mixed media that she's doing. That's fun to watch dry, but yeah, watching someone play stamps is not very exciting. F-A-V-O, oh, that's a Q. F-A-V-O. The little reverse grip tweezers that I always use, they're wonderful to use when you are trying to place little stamps like this. It's much easier to use tweezers, the reverse grip, than it is your fingers, right? And the reverse grip, basically, they don't work like regular tweezers. Regular tweezers, you squeeze to open. These, regular regular tweezers, you squeeze to close. These are automatically closed. So it's like using not gravity, I don't know, whatever that is, reverse force, or I don't know, to open, which I think gives you a lot more control. And those are linked in the description of the video as well. Favorite. These I use with stickers a lot. You see me use them with stickers too. Anytime it's something small that you're trying to place, it just makes it so much easier. Favorite. Now, what I can do is stamp the whole title at the same time. So I can line up favorite here, and then I can also line up games underneath it, and then just do one stamp. That little I is tough because it's just so teeny, so thin. Doesn't have any little other parts anchoring it to help keep it straight. I try as much as I can to straighten them before I stamp, like test stamp, because it's a little bit easier when they don't have ink all over them. Okay, favorite, and then games. Hi, Mia. I'm seeing a couple people having rough times, and I don't think I've caught them. So I'm sorry. Anyone having a rough time, so sorry. Rough times are never easy, but these days rough times seem all the rougher, right? M-E-S. I think this is going to have to move over a little bit. Okay, favorite games. We're almost there. Favorite games, almost. So guys, favorite games. Have you been talking about them in the chat? If not, I'd love to hear what your favorite games are. Remember also the giveaway. When we're done, leave a comment on the video, not in the chat, one of your favorite games. And then we have the really fun prize from Color Cast Designs, that April wood veneer kit. All right, so now that's not centered. The benefit of stamping those independently of each other, favorite from games, is that I wouldn't have to, worry about one being centered and one not being centered, because then I could just put it wherever I wanted. But let's see if this will work. I like my stamps to be super close together, my letters too, so. Hee, not gonna quite be, darn it. All right, moving one more time. I think this will be it. Now like when we do the whole ruler thing, this is usually what sometimes you have to do with stickers. If you're, like when we did March to try to get the title straight, that's why the ruler just works so well with stickers, because we eliminate all this like placing and replacing. That's going to be close enough, right? Video games, you know what? It's your list. Whatever kind of game that you want. whichever kind of game. So of course video games count. Whatever your favorite game is. Games are Uno, Animal Crossing, Sequence, Pitch, Monopoly. Nick said, I know, how about Monopoly? And I'm like, ooh, no. I mean, Monopoly's okay. It's just one of those games that drags on and on and on. But he calls it Rockefeller. Alrighty, here we go. And here is a suggestion. If you are not remembering some of your favorite games, Google. Just Google like popular board games or popular card games or popular board games from the 70s or, you know, whatever it is. And you will favorite games. All right. So the A, that's going to bug me. The A, but I think it's just going to have to be that way because the nature of the A, it has to have that space. Let me see if I can just get that over a tad bit more. This is why it's so much better to place before you get ink, before you ink and test, because now I'm going to have ink on my fingers, which means I'm going to need to, where? Need to get that cleaned off real quick, because if I don't, hang on, where are the baby wipes? Oh, there we go. If I don't, then we'll end up with ink on our white. We don't want ink on the white. Roblox. Ooh, Roblox. That sounds kind of familiar. Hi, Debbie. Gin Rummy. Okay. Gin. Oh my gosh. Guess what? Bingo. I didn't have bingo on my list. And bingo's like my favorite. Bingo's got to get on there. All right, let's just test this one more time. So always recommend you test if they're newer stamps, new stamps, you haven't stamped with them before, that helps to prime them. But also then you can check the spacing and then also make sure you have things spelled correctly. Gosh darn it. Something's not right there. The I, that silly I. Okay, we're going in with the I one last time. Darn it, darn it, darn it. I would love to know a trick for getting a little tiny stamp like that. Straight. Yes, Jess, I am standing. I stand. I stand when I work and I stand when I craft. I stand when I teach. Vicki and I were talking about this the other day. I cannot do anything like this sitting down, whether I am working just, you know, on my own project or I'm teaching or designing. I can't sit down. I don't have the right perspective. Okay, there we go. Favorite games. I have a little tiny, I will clean that off later. I have a little tiny bit of space in those letters where the ink didn't, there's just a little bit of paper showing through and I don't like that. Nothing wrong with it, but it's just my personal preference. I don't like that showing through. So I just colored it in with my Sharpie. Favorite games. And I will do a real quick line. Just to separate, I think. Favorite games. All right. My favorite games. Where's my list? With bingo added. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so we are going to do a every other one and we'll see what we fit. So, gin. Love to play gin. Nick and I play gin all the time. And we have a a notebook that we have a running score going. If Nick was on, because I don't think he's on anymore, he would tell you that he beats me all the time. We go in like a year stretch where we're in the year stretch where he's beating me right now. But this goes all the way back to before we were married. So May will be 26 years. So even on our honeymoon, we took cards with us. And we were in Jamaica. So we were on the beach, but late afternoon, every day it would have like a really short rainstorm. And so we would go to our little veranda and play gin. Okay, next one. Settlers of... Okay, does anyone play Settlers of Catan or Catan and know how to spell the last part? Because I forgot to check before I wrote it down. Battleship is on my list, Stardust Love. That's funny. Settlers of, if someone will tell me how to pronounce, or not how to pronounce, I don't care how to pronounce, but how to spell the, thank you, Julianne. That's how I had spelled it, but I wasn't sure. Settlers of Catan, or Catan, or however you pronounce that. Next one is Euchre. Euchre is another card game. Oh, okay, now we have two different ways to spell. We'll see. If it is with a K, then I'll have to fix it. Euchre. Euchre is a card game that we play with our friends Carrie and Karen as couples, and that's a really fun one to play. Heads Up, 7 Up. Oh my gosh, Ariana, I love that you said that. That's so fun. So Ariana, if you missed the beginning, Ariana's 13. She's told us that she's 13. So when I was a kid, Ariana, we used to really in class play Heads Up, 7 Up. Is that something that you still do? I'm just curious. Okay, Karen knows that's how to spell it. Euchre. Okay, yes. Next up, Euchre. Yes, it gets very competitive when we play Euchre. Oh, okay. I'll be interesting to know. You do still play it. That's so fun. I love that. This is another card game called Spite and Malice. I think my love for card games comes from my grandma, my dad's mom. We used to play a lot of card games, and Spite and Malice, she taught us how to play. And we would gamble. We would play for $1. And I remember I wanted to win so bad because I was so excited when I won $1. All right, Spite and Malice, that was another one. And of course, this game, Yahtzee. Love Yahtzee. And bingo, of course. Can't believe I forgot bingo. I love bingo. And then we have, another one called Tile Rummy. Tile Rummy is like a gin game, but with little tiles. Nick will tell you he hates that game. Nick and I get very competitive when we are playing games. And many years ago, right after we got married, we were playing like a marathon day's worth of Tile Rummy. And I kept winning and winning and winning. And he kept getting more frustrated and more frustrated and more frustrated. And he kept saying, there's no skill to this game. There's no skill. It's just luck. It's just luck. There's no skill. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Well, then he got very angry and he picked up the tile board and the tiles and he threw them across the room. Now, Nick is and Vicky will tell you this, he's a very even-keeled guy. It takes a lot for him to get riled up. We didn't play Tile Rummy again for years because of that. Years and years. Okay, another one that my grandma taught me was called Crazy Gin. And that was another like game that we used to play, like Spite and Malice kind of. Another card game. It's mostly card games. Hearts. We play Hearts with our friends Carrie and Karen too. All right, so I have Life, Scrabble, Clue, Battleship, Backgammon. I have all of those other things on my list, so they will not fit. So I'm going to say Backgammon. I haven't played Backgammon in years, though. Backgammon. All right, I will do, I'll add something else. I don't know. Let me just look really quick and see, because it's just kind of plain. I may come back. That would work there. Eep. Okay, there we go. Less plain, right? So that worked out well. And I think I will just leave it. Oh, Maybe a heart. Pink heart right there. Pink heart right there. There we go. Okay, all done. I'm done. Oh, a PlayStation version of life. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Goldfish. Go fish. Bop it, yes. Oh, your original assignment, Trivial Pursuit, life. My grandkids name their spouses and grandchildren. That is fun. All right, guys, I am, let's see, 11:50. All right, I am going to jump pretty quickly into our last list. Actually, let's go ahead and our last list for today is things I love about my ... So we did a list a couple weeks ago or months ago. It was in February. Things I love about my, and I had you just fill in the blank. I did my husband, which was Nick, and then one of you suggested, and it was so fun, that I asked him to do the same list about me. And so this was, let's see, this was that spread. So this was things I love about Nick, and then he did the things I love about me, which that was kind of fun to do. This one, I think things I love about is a great list prompt because you can do lists about all different kinds of things that you love. This one that I want to do is things I love about my neighborhood. Yeah, I should mention, yes, I'm Mountain Time Zone, so it is 11:51. Things I love about my neighborhood. I thought that would be kind of fun. So for this one, I am using, we'll see if it will work here because the colors are either going to be okay or they're totally going to clash. I am using a combination of paper from Garden Party and then the die cuts from the new Some Days collection. Ooh. So, I think that, oh, I don't care. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. It will be okay, Leo. That's going to go there. This is going to be my base, and then I'm going to make a pocket out of this and put my list in the pocket. So starting out with papers from Garden Party and then moving to embellishments, die cuts from Some Days. The new Pink Fresh collection, which, oh my gosh, so fun. I'll be using that one a little bit this week and then more next week. So my inserts are 5, and let's make this one 4. No, we better make it 4 3/4. See what that one looks like. Yep. This would be those of you that 3/4, 8. No. Oh, this should be right. Those of you that are scrapbookers that prefer 2-page spreads as opposed to a single-page spread, you may not have these two lists facing each other if you are using different products because that may drive you crazy. It won't drive me crazy. I'm fine with it. But all right, pocket. So for my pocket, this is going to be the top of my pocket. My list is going to go inside of the pocket. So my pocket, I will make actually out there. And here. Let's see what that looks like. Stardust Love, that sounds fun. You rented out a whole theater. Godzilla. All right, there we go. So pocket, this is going to be a skinny list, right? Because it needs to fit into the pocket. All right, let's get this out of the way. So for a pocket, I want to take a circle punch and I am going to punch a little notch. Now, depending on how far or deep I press or I move that paper in, my notch could end up being a circle or it could barely be a little notch. You can decide how notched you want a pocket to be if you want your pocket to be notched. If you do not have a circle punch, and it doesn't really matter what size circle punch you have, because again, based on where you slide that, you can get different kind of width of the circle. If you don't have a circle punch, I know you have washi, right? I know you have washi. Take your little washi roll like that, trace, and then cut out that little notch. And then that will be your little notch if you don't have a circle punch. Or if you don't have washi, then hello, what are you even doing here? No, just kidding. Because you know how much I love my washi. Go to the kitchen and get one of your spice jars. So if you have a little spice jar, usually those are circles, do the same thing. Trace it, and then that will be your little notch. And I just like to notch pockets like that just because it makes it a little bit more decorative. And then it's a little bit easier, maybe, to pull your little list out of there. Okay, so this will go on there. While we have this out, I really, really, really wish that this paper, the stripe, I love the stripe. I wish the stripe was horizontal instead of vertical, because I always prefer a horizontal stripe than a vertical. The reason is when you put something on top of the horizontal, or excuse me, when you put something on top of the vertical stripe, you lose so many of the stripes, right? And you get a little bit here, but if it was horizontal over here, it would look like this. So we'd have all those fun little stripes, but that's okay. All right, so before we put that down, we kind of need to figure out, no, that'll be okay. So for our pocket, you want to take your adhesive and run it, don't run it over like I did. Run it along the bottom only, and then the two sides, like that. Now my list is, okay. I just got a little bit of adhesive right there, and I don't want it there. Where are my tweezers? Didn't Wanda win a prize? Yes, Wanda did win a prize. Wanda won, Wanda won, I think if it's the same Wanda, Wanda won the stamp storage envelopes, the 4x4 stamp storage envelopes. So Wanda, I replied to your comment from last week, if Wanda's here, and oh my gosh, Leal, come on. Yes, and told you to send me your address. All right, so this goes about right here. Then I still get some cute stripe here and up here, but I'll lose a lot of it up here. Okay, so there is the start. And they definitely don't really coordinate, the list on the left and the list on the right in terms of the design, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, then don't do your list that way if they don't coordinate. Okay, so then, we've got so many things in here. What I thought would be fun, look at that. Okay, you guys, this new Some Days collection from Pink Fresh. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how much I love it. There are two different die cut packs. One of the die cut packs is full of all of these kinds of things. These flowers and lemons, and that is just like so springy and really, really, really just fun. I loved it. So that is what I am using. This little part of Some Days collection this week. Next week, I will be using the other kind of side of the collection, which again, I love so much. This actually a little bit reminds me of the Hello Today collection from Simple Stories in terms of the colors, and then just a really good kind of everyday, I icons and things, but there are a whole slew of like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, days of the week icons. So I thought those would be fun to work with as well. So I'll be using lots of this stuff next week, but this side of it, the more flowery side, this week. So one thing that can be kind of fun, I could do something like that and put that there, and the list will go on top, slide in on top of that. So we just see a little of that poking out. So it's like it lives in the pocket. And then it will slide, our list will slide out, or I slide on top of it. And this has to go there because that, and then look at how interesting. Garden Party Some Days collection. It is like they were meant to go together. The color is more mustard. Well, I mean, I don't know how to answer that. It's not mustard, but it is not like a super bright yellow. This is the yellow that I had used on the butterfly spread. Let's see if that helps. Okay, butterfly spread right there. So that is kind of a really bright yellow-ish. Also, it's going to depend on your computer screen or however you're watching, but there's two yellows side by side. So it's a little bit more of a subdued yellow. I don't know if it's quite mustard, but it's definitely more subdued. All right. Oh, I also had to pull this out because this list for me is things I love about my neighborhood. Earlier, we were talking about the little houses and garden party. Well, if you have garden party and you have the paper pad, this would be a really fun paper to do with this list. Things you love about your neighborhood. But I needed something a little bit more subtle for what I wanted to do. So that will just go right there. No washi on this one, but that's okay because it, with that stripe, there's just a lot going on. I have that little lemon hang over the side. This is what makes me so excited for like summer and spring. Just those really kind of bright colors. Okay, what was I going to do for my title? So I wanted my title to go in here, but now I don't remember what I was going to do. Oh, it might have been these. Small things, great love. Okay, so this could work. This could work, I think, maybe right here. I just need to figure out my title. So small things, great love. That is also, these are the everyday musings from Pink Fresh Studio. That's the nice thing about Pink Fresh Studio is a lot of their collections really coordinate well together. So if you have some Pink Fresh, you can generally pull out other Pink Fresh that you have and then things will coordinate. So maybe this. No, I need to figure out how I'm going to do my title here. That, you guys, will probably be something that I need to wait on and do this coming week and then show you next week. So I'm going to hold off on, actually, that could be the top of my list. So let's take that and take some white cardstock. Oh, and we need it to be definitely narrow enough to miss the adhesive. So I want this to go probably up about right there. All right, let's see if that works for us. This will be my list. Pockets, so easy. And I know you guys, a lot of you tell me, but I hate my handwriting. Well, a pocket is a great way to still use your handwriting, but kind of hide it, right? But remember, I tell you, using your handwriting is so, so, so important in this type of work, right? It's really important that you have your handwriting because these are the things that are all about you. That is still too skinny. So what I should have done with my list, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, but I won't do it right now. I'll do it later. Instead of using my tape runner, so Karen, I could do a gusseted pocket, or my tape runner is almost it's almost a 1/2 inch thick. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the gusset. In the class that I taught earlier this week, the Grateful Heart mini book, we did a gusseted pocket. So I'll do a gusset here really quick. We can talk about a gusset. So I need strips of paper that are this tall. And about an inch, 1/2 inch, let's see, wide. I need 2 of them. And I'll show you what we're going to do here. Okay, that tall. Hang on. This is 8.5. So if it's a 1/2 inch, no, 1/2 inch is a little bit too. Okay, I'll do an inch. My strips will be an inch each. So 6.5. This is a way to make a pocket bigger. Sometimes you might go to a store and they have brown sacks. And with the brown sack, it's flat, but along the sides, it has a gusset. So it kind of opens up along the side to give you a little bit more room. So I'm taking those 1 inch strips. The 1 inch strips are the height of my pocket. And I'm folding them in half. And normally I would grab my my scoreboard, but I don't want to grab that right now. So we'll just do that. So now if I've made it like a little tent or a little mountain. Come in and put my adhesive on both sides of that. I want the peak of the mountain, so the peak, to be facing the outside edge of my pocket, so the opening is facing inside. And, sorry if my head's getting in the way, I just need to be able to see. Like that. So I have now created a little gusset. That means my list will be able to slide right in here, and I could have several pages of lists because I've now made a lot more width for the pocket. So we'll come back in and do the same thing here. Like so. Now, if you wanted, you could also do the bottom. I won't do the bottom. But this can now go right back there. Let's see, make sure I get this lined up right. Oops. Let's start with over here. What was that? Outside. Alrighty, now my list fits in super easy, right? In fact, I can make my list wider because it's now not wide enough. So, let's make that. All right, Darren, see what we get. Where's my little? I don't know what I did with my little. There we go, better. Now it's also not tall enough now. So rather than, oh, look at what I found on the floor. the missing ruler. So rather than now taking more time to go ahead and cut that again, because now it's too short, I would like it to come up around here. And I will take this guy and probably do something like that so that it hangs over the top. And then I will open this up and start writing my list. And I will put the title somewhere on here. But here's the thing. I need to go. I will share more next week, but I need to run. So I will, actually we'll start out next week. Why don't we start out next week by finishing this list? That's what I will start out for next week. So next week I will finish this list, and then we'll do 3 other lists. So we can kind of finish that one together if you would like to wait to finish that. All right, friends, I am going to turn off the lights. That's kind of an abrupt stop, but I kind of had a hard stop at noon. So I hate to cut us short today because usually we end up about 3 hours, but needs to be short today, friends. All right, I am going to flip the camera, guys. Ready? Arms and legs inside the right at all times. Close your eyes. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, we're all skimwampus there. Okay, friends. Yes, it's usually Karen, and now Andrea. You guys, if you enjoyed, please thumbs up. The thumbs up part is really important, just because that is how other people find us. And lots of people have been finding us, and we always want lots of people to find us and join in. So, yes, please thumbs up. Don't forget the giveaway this week. The giveaway this week is the April wood veneer kit from Colorcast Designs. Yay! So fun that Jessica offered that up for us. Leave a comment, not in the chat, but leave a comment after the fact once the video is over, telling me one of your favorite games. Board game, game, video game, card game, soccer game, I don't know. Whatever your favorite game is, one of your favorite games, leave that. And then next week we will announce who the winner is of that. We will be back on Saturday again with 3 more lists. And happy Easter tomorrow, everyone. And I will see everyone. Oh, I know, I may see some of you. Really quick, if you ordered the Garden Party Traveler's Notebook Kit, I sent out the email for that last night. We have class this coming Wednesday. So if you ordered that and didn't get the email, check your spam junk folder just in case, because sometimes they end up in there. But I may see some of you later this week. And if not, I hope to see you guys next Saturday for another one of our fun listing sessions. Thank you for joining in again. Have a great week. Be safe. Take care. Oh, look at all kinds of games are coming up. Yes, everyone be safe, take care, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.